This is the Country Company's halftime report, brought to you by the Country Companies. When it matters most, the country's behind you. Well, in that second quarter, Coach, King outscored East St. Louis Lincoln 17-12. As far as the perimeter shooting, which we discussed earlier as being so important for East St. Louis Lincoln, they have hit 4 3-pointers, and they are still in the game, even though they had a couple of disasters in the final 2 minutes of the first half.
Exactly. Coach Lewis has to be pleased at this point in time. I think the only thing he needs to do is try to develop a little bit of an inside game with Conzo Martin touching the ball somewhat and to feather in with his outside play and shooting of Riley. On the other hand, Coach Cox has to be concerned that his kids are not have a bigger lead at this particular time.
Our score at the half is 33-26 as Chicago King tries to win its 32nd game in a row overall. That would include the consolation game last year. And they are on a roll. I'm telling you, it's just so hard. You can't make any mistakes against them because they are so good.
Well, they have such athleticism that they can overcome mistakes, Jim, and that's the big key to their success throughout this season.
Well, let's pause for these messages. We'll come back with an interview with Art Kimball. Following this ball game, of course, we have 26-5 Quincy against 29-1 Gordon Tech. That should be a great ball game. And we'll say this at this point, a lot of people thought that East St. Louis Lincoln might not have enough horses to even stay in it for a half, but they have done that, but they still have some problems to contend with, most notably 2 people with 3 fouls and nobody to go to the bench to.
Well, Jim, I think you're exactly right there, but I think the other thing, you've got a young man who's been their heart and soul, their leader in Conzo Martin, who's averaging well over 20 points a game for the season, and he's only got 4 at this point in time. He cannot score if he doesn't have the basketball. East St. Louis Lincoln must get the ball into Conzo's hand at the offensive end.
And Chris McKinney has 8 points, but he has just dealt most of those from the free throw line. Taking a look at the halftime statistics here, Chicago King has put up 7 more shots and has hit 5 more from the field. Free throw wise, King 9 for 12, and East St. Louis Lincoln, we said they had to hit their charity tosses. They have done that, and how. 3-point field goals, big factor for the Tigers. They've hit 4 of 7, rebounding very heavily in the favor of Chicago King by 9, but we weren't surprised by that. But as you said, they pretty much have to go to Conzo in the second half. He's carried up so many lengths. Brandon with 16 points, a lot of those from the free throw line as well. He's moving very well today. And Fred Schofield came out and scored 4 quick ones and finished with 8 in the first half. Mr. Porter, who came off the bench, scored 4. Let's see how East St. Louis Lincoln stacks up. Stanford Riley, he had 16 yesterday, 11 here in the first half. McKinney with 8. And the big one there, Conzo with but 4.
Well, that's where they got to go. They got to get the ball inside.
Let's take time out for this from one of your network sponsors, the Illinois Pork Producers. 33-26, 11 of East St. Louis Lincoln's points have come from 5'7" senior guard Stanford Riley. He came out firing right away.
Really had the hot hand. He steps right up here in the top of the key and buries a 3. And you know, when you do that, Jim, you gain confidence. Here he is again. This is Riley again from the 3-point arc.
He hit 3 in the first half, and his running mate Maurice Horton also hit 1. Here's a breakaway up ahead to Fred Schofield, who uses the left hand nicely, and if it hadn't gone in, Damian Porter would have stuffed it back home.
Exactly. Great body control by Schofield.
I think here's where they trap Riley. Oh, McKinney out front will get it taken away, and Schofield alertly pounces on it and comes down for 2 of his 8 in the first half. The second half just about set to get underway.
Underrated ball player there in that young man.